So in today's video, we're going to be going over how to get better at passing in Madden 24. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a similar sort of vibe as yesterday's video, so make sure you check that one out as well. That one's to score more touchdowns. Today, we're going to go over how to just get better at passing. So maybe if you want to not necessarily score as quick, you want to be better at passing though, and just kind of go over the concepts of how to be better at passing, to play, whether it's conservative or aggressive while passing, and not throw interceptions. So that's going to be today's video. If that's what you're here for, then you're in the right place. That being said, before we get into the video, I just want to point out today I am going to be working in the Eagles playbook. So if you'd like to work along with me, make sure that you go ahead and put on the Eagles playbook, the Eagles offensive playbook. So go throw that on. And then also look in the bottom right corner so you can look at my controller adjustments and you can adjust exactly as I am. You can follow along. It just makes it simple. And then once you get it down, you'll be able to do it yourself and you know exactly what I'm doing. You won't even need to pay attention to the controller anymore. But before we get into the first point, I just want to say, guys, everybody, you know, as NFL fans, I mean, it's an exciting day. It's Saturday the 13th of January. The Browns are playing the Texans. The Dolphins are playing the Chiefs. Who do you have? Let me know in the comments down below. Who do you have today? And if you're a fan of any of the four teams, go ahead and comment that below too. Let me know who's showing up for their teams today. Out here grinding Madden, trying to get better, and also supporting their teams. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I think the Browns are gonna win, and I think the Chiefs are gonna win. Those are my picks today. I'm a Steelers fan, so I would actually prefer the Texans to win. I mean, yes, I would definitely prefer the Texans to win. I love CJ Stroud. I just think he's a rookie quarterback. Browns have a vet who's been there before. He's kind of hot right now, and they're just playing great football. They got one of the best defenses. I just don't see the Browns losing unless they kind of sell, to be honest. And then the Chiefs, I mean, Mahomes is gonna Mahomes. I know the Dolphins have a better all-around roster. I mean, I think we can pretty much fairly say that. But it's Mahomes, man. I can't pick against Mahomes. But anyway, that's enough of that. This isn't a podcast about NFL sports, but go ahead and drop down your fandom below. Let me know who your picks are today. I want to hear from you guys. But anyway, we're going to get straight into the video now. We're not going to miss a beat. All right, so the first thing is, to get better at passing in Madden 24, you absolutely want to have your audibles correct. So that's the first thing I do in pretty much every video that's on offense. I set up my audibles. This spacing switch, inside zone split, verts, halfback under, is really good. PA read is really good. I don't really run PA read, but it's a really good play. Verts, halfback under, I definitely run. It's a great play. These ones, what are we doing? No. So we gotta fix this. We gotta put double post in. We gotta put dig return in. Then we gotta put corner out dig, and then I like verts, halfback under at the bottom. These are my 4 plays. Those plays attack a lot of different spaces of the field. Spaces of the field is referencing, of course, our course at themaddenacademy.com. So get signed up if you haven't signed up for that already. Spaces of the field need to be attacked. To be good at passing, you have to be able to stress your opponent out at all the different spaces of the field, so they don't really know, they can't really settle into a specific defense and start taking blues off the field and stuff like that. Blues are the deeper zones. Start playing more aggressive when you take blues off the field if you're not even attacking specific spaces of the field. Like I said in yesterday's video and in many other videos in the past, I love to come out in a run because, you know, you always want to run kind of the first play of the drive if you are looking to pass a lot, because you want to make your opponent have that thought in the back of your head, like, okay, he just got a big, 20-yard run. He could run it again at any moment. That is what sets up the pass, guys. If they have a fear that you may run the ball, that's going to change the way they play defense. You can't just come out saying, oh, I want to be the best passer in the world and, I'm just going to pass all game. If you're playing an opponent that is around your skill and experience level, you have to make sure that they know you may be willing to run the ball. So after we run the ball, then we're good. Went over that yesterday as well, but after we run the ball, then we're good. It's in the back of their head, and you come back to it. If they give you an ideal look for it, come back to it, just so it's always staying in the back of their head. Keep it fresh, keep it fresh. But that can be 1 out of every 10 plays, for example. We are going to want to be pass-centric. So how to be good at passing. All right, so say we're in a situation where we want to aggressively score. Like yesterday I said, I'm going to call a play like double post. I'm going to see this and be like, oh, this is cover 3. I want to attack you deep, man. Boom. So if you see cover 3, that's another thing. You have to read the coverage. So this looks like a too high safety look. Yes, one could drop after post snap and it could be cover 3, but it's most likely cover 4 or cover 2, which tells me it's either going to be susceptible right up the middle or it's going to be susceptible in the flats. If it's cover 2, it's going to be susceptible deep middle. If it's cover 4, it's going to be susceptible in the flats. So that's when it's good to call a play like this. You just call corner out dig. You got a corner, you got a little high-low read over there on the right. Then you got your tight end streaking through the middle of the field if it is cover 2, and then you have a backside in just for a safe like read. And that's another thing. How to be good at passing is you have to use all of your routes, guys. These plays, if you only have 1 or 2 reads and then you're just throwing the ball away or you're taking a sack or something, you're not going to be the best passer in the world. You have to be able to say, okay, I have a clear out route, which is Richards, but that could also get open versus another type of coverage. So against cover 4, that's going to clear out for Harrison a little bit. And Brown's gonna pull for Harrison a little bit, and then hopefully you either have Brown or Harrison in cover 4, and then if you don't, then you have Moreno coming through, or you could scramble. But if it is cover 2, Richards no longer becomes a pull route, he becomes a read. So just understanding the coverage and what they're showing you is very important to understand how you can be better as a passer in then real time. So I'll tell you, okay, it was a cover 3, so we're just gonna go ahead and take. So, and that's the other thing too. Don't be afraid to take your check down. My pre-snap read was either cover 2 or cover 4, and I'm saying safety's dropping down. Okay, this is not cover 2. This is not cover 4. Let's just take a check down, keep the drive pushing, right? Again, this looks like cover 2 or cover 2 or cover 4. We're just going to set it up the same way. It is cover 2. The safety drops, and I throw a pick because I force it in. All right, now learning moment, guys. I forced that in. I thought the safety was going to drop all the way, so I threw that as if I was playing a user. So in that situation, it looked like that was manned up, and I was going to be able to fit it in underneath. Obviously, the guy came down and wasn't the one to plate it, but I forced it in. Again, it didn't look good. And don't be afraid to take your check down, or don't be afraid to even take a sack. Part of being a good passer is living to fight another day. It was a perfect defense for what I called, and I tried to force something. So let's call it one more time. It looks like cover 2 or cover 4. It is cover 3. Again, they dropped from that side, so I wanted to actually hit the seam that time because that's what the cover 3 drop. That's what the cover 3 dictates when the safety drops. All right, here's cover 4. Boom. There's another concept we got to go over. Okay, so I saw cover 4. What I did was I freeformed and pass led all the way down. So if you go back and look at the controller, you go rewind it, look at the controller. I freeformed straight down about 6 o'clock on my controller. Then I also clicked on to the receiver, came back to the ball even more, and pressed Y to do an aggressive catch. That's called user catching. And essentially what you're saying is, okay, I know my defender is close, but I can throw this guy open. I'm going to throw it open, and then I'm going to click on and come even further back to the ball. So that means that the defender has no chance of intercepting this ball. And yes, they might get a knockout, but at least they won't get an interception. Because if I didn't pass lead down, if I pass lead out, and then I didn't click on and come down on the ball, I'm definitely higher chance of throwing an incompletion and getting it knocked out, but also higher chance of throwing an interception. And at the end of the day, guys, to be a better passer, you have to actually have more reps as a passer, right? And if you're throwing picks, you're getting less reps as a passer, and you're becoming a worse passer. So interceptions are what we want to avoid at all costs. Again, this is a cover 3 look, so we're going to try to... Sometimes you get screamed at. In the future... Okay, so say this is another cover 3 look. It's probably not. It looks like a cover 2. But in the future, if you get screamed at like that, don't be afraid to block your running back. And again, you still get screamed at, but it's all good. I had the post open anyway. It was like it was a weird manned up look. And then, of course, down and distance plays, like, you know, I love this play. Don't be afraid to take your check downs. Don't be afraid to call something more conservative. Like, for example, while I'm saying it, I'm throwing a bad ball. I'm showing you, like, that's not what you want to throw, right? So here, it looks like they're bringing a lot of heat again. And we're just going to literally just take our first read underneath, whatever it is. So, boom, you know, and just let them get out of there. If they're sending heat, remember this too, guys. If they're sending heat, okay, that means there's less defenders back. Yes, less defenders back in coverage, so potentially less chance for a knockout, but also less defenders back to stop you once you've caught the ball. So if you have 8 defenders in coverage, right, and you throw a drag, that's 8 defenders in front of the drag coming down to the ball to stop it. So you probably get stopped for only 5 yards. But if you blitz 6, meaning you have 5 in coverage and one of them's your user, there's a few over here, there's a few over there. When you throw a drag, that's 3 less defenders that are going to be in front of your receiver when he's catching the ball, which makes it more likely that you're going to be able to make a man miss and get extra yardage because it's not as clogged. You saw it right there. I was able to make a man miss, and because it wasn't as clogged. And that's out of a conservative throw, which is a drag. So I guess the bottom line here, guys, is don't be afraid to take what the defense gives you, right? The number one mistake that you can make as a passer in football in general, not just in Madden 24, but in Madden 24, is being too aggressive and trying to force the issue with the situation. If you see your opponent is blitzing you a lot, get some short routes out there. Yes, get some deeper routes to make sure that they keep the integrity of the deeper zones intact, like one deeper route, and then get some short routes. See where the user goes and hit the other one. Keep it simple, guys. Keep it simple and take what the defense is giving you. If they are in some sort of complex coverage defense, yes, you can try to run something like this. That's a very powerful concept where you have shallow routes, you have an intermediate route, and you have a deep route. See what gets open, and then if they're only rushing 3, don't be afraid to take off with the quarterback too, guys. So that is the concept. Take what the defense is giving you. To be a better passer, take what the defense is giving you. And then, yes, understand the little finer details of pass leading and clicking on. But if you want videos on that, make sure you comment that down below, as well as your teams today and who you're picking. With that being said, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you did find it helpful, please do consider subscribing and liking today's video. It definitely helps out the channel a lot, and it'll help me know exactly what you guys are appreciating and liking for a content standpoint, so I know what to get you in future videos. That being said, guys, like I said, I am getting out of here, but make sure when I get out of here, you head over to the MaddenAcademy.com, get signed up for your first course today. It will take your Madden game to the next level, guaranteed. The best Madden help product in the space on the web that you can find, guaranteed. The MaddenAcademy.com. Go get signed up. I'll see you in the next video. But with that being said, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.